Family, you already know who it is. It is your boy Charlie Mack, and today, I got my road dog, my scholar, my A1, my boom coon, my beautiful wife Christy Freeman, and today on Barbershop Talk, aka therapy session, we're going to talk about meeting the emotional needs of your partner. Right now, what I'm going to do is have her read a love devotion, and what we're going to do is break that love devotion down to get a better understanding. And then I'm going to ask her a few personal questions to get to know her a little bit better. All right. So let's start with the love devotion of meeting the emotional need of your significant other.
Meeting emotional needs. Husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. That's from Ephesians 5:28. Meeting my wife's emotional need for love is a choice I make every day. If I know her primary love language and choose to speak it, her deepest emotional need will be met, and she will feel secure in my love. If she does the same for me, my emotional needs are met, and both of us live with a full love tank. In this state of emotional commitment, both of us can give our creative energies to many wholesome projects outside the marriage while we continue to keep our relationship exciting and growing. How do you create this kind of marriage? It all begins with the choice to love. I recognize that as a husband, God has given me the responsibility of meeting my wife's need for love. Paul's words in Ephesians 5 make that clear. I am not only to love my wife, but to love her as I love my own body. That's a tall order, but with the Holy Spirit's help, I choose to accept that responsibility. Then I learn how to speak her primary love language and I choose to speak it regularly. What happens? My wife's attitude and feelings toward me become positive. Now she reciprocates and my need for love is also met. Love is a choice.
You did an amazing job. Give me a kiss. Mwah, I love you. Okay, guys. So now what we're going to do is go back over that in a review question form and break it down just to get a clear understanding of what this is saying. Okay, so it says, why is it important to know your partner's love language? Because if I know her primary love language and choose to speak it, her deepest emotional need will be met and she will feel secure in my love. If she does the same for me, my emotional needs are met and both of us live with a full love tank, right? So that's basically saying if I choose to meet the needs of what will make her feel comfortable and secure, and she does the same and reciprocate it mutually, what happens is we're full of love. We are full of joy, happiness, and creativity actually. Now, what does this state of emotional content what you do?
I thought there were some messages that came through, but I didn't even
Oh
see
no.
them.
What does this state of emotional content allow the couple to do? Now, in this state of emotional contentment, both of I'm sorry, let me go back over it. It says, what does this state of emotional content allow the couple to do? In this state of emotional contentment, both of us can give our creative energies to many wholesome projects outside the marriage while we continue to keep our relationship exciting and growing. So give me an example, babe, of what that is basically saying.
I think like for us outside the marriage is like building our careers and our job and our finances.
Yes.
Um, and then even like you growing your platforms or different things, but then we also combine those inside of our marriage to help us grow.
Absolutely. 100%.
Like for example, doing the life together.
Boom. So we're actually growing as a couple. We're sharing a social intimacy right now. This is building a memory together that allow us to connect because we're continuing to get to know each other before we got to go to work. It's a beautiful thing. All right. How did I say this one? Okay. How do you create a state of emotional contentment in the marriage? Now, This all begins with the choice to love. You have to recognize that as a husband or a wife, that God has given you the responsibility of meeting your spouse's need for love. Now, Paul's word in Ephesians 5 make it clear that I am not only to love my wife, but to love her as I love my body. Ooh, that's deep. So you gotta first even love yourself before you can love your significant other, if that makes sense, right? It says I am not to only love my wife, but to love her as I love my body. Now that's a tall order, but with the Holy Spirit help, and that's, do you hear that word? The Holy Spirit help. As long as you have the Holy Spirit, He would give you the wisdom and the strength and the patience. It's up to us to use it to utilize um, the relationship and the dynamics of the relationship. Say when you conflict. Okay. Then I would learn how to speak her primary love language and choose to speak to her regularly. That's why a lot of people who don't believe in the love languages, that's why a lot of conflicts and a lot of breakups and divorce occurs because, believe it or not, we do have love languages. And with love languages, you have to be able to express that to your partner and they do the same. Or you can be given a love language that you feel like is helping your partner, but your partner doesn't feel love because that's not his core love language or her core love language. So it's very vital to communicate each other's primary love languages. All right. What happens when this occurs? When you are able to express emotional love to your wife, she's going to have a way more positive attitude. It's that simple. Clear cut, she's going to have a more positive attitude for you and going to have an inclination to be willing to reciprocate the same love. Meaning she's going to try to find what your primary love language is and try to express that the most you can. What you feel about that, baby?
Yeah, I think it's important, and people should definitely, if you don't know what love languages are, Google them. Google is your friend. Research what yours are, and so that you can learn what you want, and then learn what your partners are.
Great. All right, now I'm going to ask my wife a couple questions about her, and we're going to close it out with that. And she can ask something about me too if she wants to. Okay, what is your primary love language? What would you say your primary love language is?
Quality time.
Okay. Now, as your husband, I would say it's quality time, physical touch, and affirmations
Mm-hmm. Yes,
all together.
all together.
She's a Gemini.
Balance.
She's a Gemini. So because I let that slide as I get to know these zodiac signs. All right. So what about me? What do you think my primary love language is?
Acts of service and words of affirmation.
Absolutely, 100%. Okay. Does me giving you quality time allow you to be emotionally content in our relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate.
Um, yes, because quality time creates trust, bond, emotional intimacy. So yes.
I love it. I love it. And last but not least, what emotional needs do I need to work on to make you more content in our marriage? Okay. You see that smile? She's glowing, guys. Okay, the question is
Okay.
what emotional needs do I need to work on to make you more content in our marriage?
Um, I would say being softer in your communication with your tone.
Can you elaborate a little bit? I get stuck on this sometimes.
So it's just the old saying. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So tone, delivery.
Okay. Okay, guys, and there we have it. I think I'm gonna piggyback off that because that's what I do. I think as a man, you have to definitely be stern and firm. When you getting some things across, you can come off initially gentle, but if you're not receiving the information back that you're expecting, you have to be kind of firm with it, and that's how you set boundaries, and that's just my advice with that.
Firm but gentle.
Firm but gentle. Start off gentle, but if the gentle is not pushing the energy, propel it with firmness. How does that sound? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right, well, we got to start this day. Tomorrow we'll do another love devotion. I love this. This is my therapy session. Hopefully, you guys got some insight out of it. I'll be back at you. We out.